All right, so hello and welcome everyone. My name is Jessica Caudle. I am an advisor at Mitchell Community College, and today I am facilitating Mount Olive and their presentation that they have for you today. So just a few quick housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions that are happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about 1 week at the same website, which again is CACRAO.org. And now at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Welcome to the University of Mount Olive, the home of the Trojans, or some of you might know, the home of Mount Olive pickles. But thank you so much for joining us today for this virtual college fair. My name is Tim Woodard. I'm the Vice President of Enrollment here at the University of Mount Olive. And I hope you find that this will be a very meaningful session to you and a very informative session. The University of Mount Olive does a great job in working with transfer students. And we really excel in all areas working with transfer students. But there's 3 areas that we really stand out in. And number 1 being affordability. The University of Mount Olive does a great job with scholarships for transfer students. And also our financial aid office does a great job of packaging our students with financial aid. So when we put the financial aid with our scholarships, you'll see that the University of Mount Olive is one of the more affordable private schools, or in that matter, one of the more affordable institutions in the whole state of North Carolina. The other thing that we really excel at is transfer of credits. We have articulation agreement with all the community colleges in North Carolina, but not just there. We work with all schools, whether it's a 4-year school, an in-state school, or out-of-state school. We work with each individual student. We look at each individual class, and we do our very best to try to accept all your credits. So we do a fantastic job in that area as well. And last thing that we really excel at is being flexible. We know that some of you might want to take classes online. Some of you want to see the professor face to face and want to have that college experience on campus. So we do. We have online classes as well as seated classes. And we even have some students that are taking both in the same semester. We have some students taking seated classes and they're taking other classes the same semester online. So I think you'll see that the University of Mount Olive is flexible. We'll do a great job of accepting your credits, and you will find out that we are one of the most affordable schools in the country. So I hope you enjoyed the tour today. I hope you enjoy this presentation. We wish you could be here to see us firsthand, to see our campus, but we know that's not possible for right now, but we're going to bring the campus to you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our virtual college tour, and we'll see you after the tour.
Welcome to the University of Mount Olive. My name is Rachel, and I'm an admissions representative here at the university. Even though you can't be here with us today, we want to take you on a tour of our beautiful campus. So come on, let's go see UMO. The University of Mount Olive was founded in 1951 by the original Free Will Baptist Church. Today, we're focused on providing a superior educational experience centered around our Christian values. So come on, let's start our tour. Our first stop is the Pool Administration Building. This building is home to the Admissions Office, the Office of Financial Aid, the bookstore, the Business Office, and the Office of the President. If you need help with your financial aid, making a payment on your tuition, setting up a tuition payment plan, buying your books, or visiting admissions, this is your stop. Our next stop is Henderson Hall. Henderson is the oldest building on campus and was completed in 1965. Inside, our maximum class size is 40 students, but our average class size is only 22. This smaller class size allows for faculty to have a one-on-one instruction time with our students. This building houses the School of Arts and Sciences, accessibility services for students who need special accommodations, as well as the Career Development Center, where students can get help on their resumes, mock interviews, and even use these services after graduation.
Hello, I'm David Hines. I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs at the University of Mount Olive. And thank you for taking the time to learn about our university and learn about how we can help you become the person you want to become. So, why Mount Olive? What makes this university different? I'm an alumnus of this school, and I continue to try to push forward the things that meant the most to me when I was a student. And the thing that really sticks in my mind was the personal attention that I received from my professors. People who knew me, who cared for me, persons that I'm still friends with to this day, who guided me, who were patient with me when I had no clue what I was doing. And it's my job right now to ensure that we pay that forward here at the university, to make sure that your experience is yours and yours alone, and that your experience is designed to help you where you are in your life. We're going to make this personal. Now, that's a great claim, but how are we going to do it? Well, one thing we're going to do is we're going to put you in a first-year experience class where you have a peer mentor that you can connect with, a student who's just a year or so ahead of you, can show you the way. We're going to put you in an advising situation with an advisor within your department who can talk with you, not to you, but with you about your plans and help you navigate these waters of higher education. We're going to have professors that you get to know, that you can sit down and have that cup of coffee with, sit down in the cafeteria and have a conversation with, or drop by the office and have a chat with. These aren't people that are going to be stuck out there that you never see. We want you to get to know our professors because you matter. And eventually what we're going to do through those mentoring relationships, we're going to take you to the next step where we want you to be involved in internships. Whether you're working in a local business, whether you're working in the local schools, whether you're working in churches, we're going to get you connected so that when you leave this place, the personal experiences you have here will equip you for the kinds of experiences you're going to have in what we call the real world. These COVID days have been strange and they have stretched us and continue to stress us, but we're going to work through that and we're going to help you work through that here at this university, because at Mount Olive, we want you to be at our university and we're going to put you at the center of our university. May God richly bless you is my prayer.
Our next stop is the Moy Library. The library houses books, student, and electronic resources. On the first floor, you'll find the Learning Commons, which is a fantastic resource for our students and just opened in fall of 2019. Let's go inside. Here you will find the Student Advising Office, First Year Experience, the Writing Center, and the Academic Resource Center. Each of these areas serve to help students adjust to college life, develop their writing skills, and support what they are learning in class with additional help.
Hi and welcome. I'm Dr. Delight Yoakley, the Dean of the Learning Commons here at the University of Mount Olive. We're really excited to share with you the Learning Commons. It's a Title III grant initiative that brings together all of our academic support services at the university. This is a great opportunity for students to gather in the Moy Library to learn, to study, and to think about ways that they can be successful as a college student. The Learning Commons includes our Academic Resource Center, which is all of our tutoring and academic support services. Our First Year Experience, which welcomes all of our incoming students to the university. Our Writing Center helps students work on their papers, to do reflections on how to present their best work in the writing format. And finally, we have Student Accessibility for students who need accommodations in the classroom. Inside the Learning Commons are 2 collaboration rooms for students to work in small groups, as well as a larger classroom for supplemental instruction. All of our services are here to help students to be successful at UMO.
Upstairs in the library, you will also find the original Free Will Baptist Historical Collection and Archives Room. Next to the library is the Communications Building. In the Communications Building, students have access to a computer lab with free printing. Our IT department is also housed in this building. They provide services such as Microsoft Office, free Wi-Fi, and they can help students with any needs on their computers. Our next stop is Raper Hall, which is named for our university's second president, Dr. Burkett Raper. Inside this building, you'll find the Southern Bank Auditorium, which is where we host special events, movie nights, and our weekly chapel service. Chapel is held every Wednesday at 11 a.m., and you can download our free Live Out Loud campus ministry app today. Here, students can also enjoy listening to Carolina Sound, which is our newest a cappella group made up of upperclassmen and graduate students. Draper Hall is also home to the Tillman School of Business, named for Robert L. Tillman, former president and CEO of Lowe's Corporation. We also have the Lois G. Britt Agribusiness Center, which is home of our new School of Agriculture and Biological Sciences. Now, when you get a little hungry or need a pick-me-up, be sure to visit the Deacon Jones Cafe, where you can get sandwiches, wraps, quesadillas, and salads from Sandella's, but don't forget to pick up a Starbucks on the way out. Our next stop is Laughing House Hall. Here, art majors and non-art majors alike can take classes in photography, graphic design, and pottery. And don't forget to stop by and see some of our students' artwork on display. For students with a passion in music and theater, the Hazel Waters Carnegie Assembly Hall houses the Department of Music and Theatrical Productions. In addition to the 430-seat auditorium, this historic building houses the J. William and Marvis E. Bird apartment complex. The Rogers Chapel was renovated in 2018, and attached you'll also find the E. Lee Glover Center for Religious Studies, which houses some of the offices for our campus ministry, some faculty, as well as a beautiful and tranquil prayer garden. Inside, you'll also find a classroom and a multi-purpose room. Next up is the Alumni Crosswalk, named for Nito and Mariana Quabain. All graduates proudly walk through the crosswalk after graduation, signifying their transition from student to alumnus. There are 13 residence hall buildings on campus. The dorms you see behind me are for freshman students. All freshman students are required to live on campus for 2 years unless they are approved to be a commuter or living at home. Each room houses 2 students, and even freshmen can park on campus, and parking is free. Each hall has a resident assistant who is here to assist students with any needs. Our next stop is the Carnegie Arena. UMO competes in the NCAA Division II level in the Conference Carolinas. We have over 22 intercollegiate sports. Inside Carnegie Arena, both men's and women's basketball and volleyball, as well as men's wrestling compete. So come on in and help us cheer on the Trojans.
Hi, I'm Jeff Eisen, Vice President for Athletics at the University of Mount Olive. We're very proud of our athletics program here at UMO. We have 22 intercollegiate sports, ranging from basketball and baseball to volleyball and wrestling, plus competitive cheerleading. We've got over 425 student athletes, so we're obviously a major part of the UMO community. We are a member of Conference Carolinas, which is comprised of schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. This regional approach means that missed class time is minimized due to our regional travel. Our athletics program focuses on 3 elements: academic achievement, athletic competition, and personal development. On the academic side, we're very proud of the accomplishments of our student athletes, for they have achieved over a 3.0 GPA average for the last 18 semesters in a row. We offer academic support assistance for those who need some extra help. We have study table, tutoring, all are available for them at no cost. But at the same time, we are sure to recognize those who have done well for their academic success. Our second goal is athletic excellence, which can be measured by the Hahn Cup, our conference award for the best overall athletics program. UMO won this award the last 2 years and has finished first or second in the standings in each of the last 9 years. Our student athletes have also won a number of individual conference and national awards, most notably 27 All-Americans in the last 2 years. The personal growth and development of our student athletes is also an important part of our mission. We do a number of things with life skills programming, including having speakers and panel discussions on topics such as mental health and life after college. We also do a leadership program for our student athletes. In addition, community service projects are an important element of what we try to accomplish with our student athletes, getting them involved in such things as fundraising for Make-A-Wish and building homes for Habitat for Humanity. By focusing on these three elements, academic achievement, athletics excellence, and personal development, we can be sure that our student athletes have a great experience at the University of Mount Olive. It's a great day to be a Trojan.
The University of Mount Olive is known for our safe campus, but campus safety does patrol 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Across campus, you'll see blue lights like the one here behind me, which are available in case a student needs to alert anyone to an emergency. Our next stop is the Pope Wellness Center, which houses workout equipment as well as group fitness classes for community members and students. These facilities are free to students. Inside, you'll also find our athletic trainer as well as locker rooms and showers. We also have a recreational gym for basketball, indoor soccer, volleyball, and other intramural sports. This building also houses our student health services and student counseling services, which are available for free to all students. I don't know about you, but after all that walking, I'm pretty hungry. And behind me is the Holmes and Lois Murphy Center, which is home to our cafeteria, which serves a variety of food as well as snacks between classes and is open 7 days a week. The Murphy Center is also home to the Office of Student Affairs, as well as the Campus Activities Board, which plans all the fun off and on-campus events for students. When you join us as a Trojan, don't forget to become involved in our campus activities.
Hi, my name is Holly Nedley. I am the Director of Student Activities here at the University of Mount Olive. This semester we have a lot of fun things planned for our students. We've had some outdoor events. We've been able to take advantage of the many outdoor spaces that we have here on campus. We had a food truck rodeo with local food trucks where our students were able to come out and get a few bites from each truck. We've also had a DIY planter program outside, as well as come out and make your own stuffed animal. And we are also looking forward to doing a virtual bingo, which we hope to do a few more times throughout the semester. We also have clubs and organizations here on campus. We have clubs related to your major as well as general interests. So there's something truly for everyone, so we hope that you come and get involved. Our office also oversees all of the on-campus housing here at UMO, so anything that has to do with housing, we're here to help you out. We hope that you become a Trojan.
Thank you so much for taking this tour with me today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing our beautiful campus as well as learning about all of the fun things that you can be a part of. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to download the UMO Tour app, which is available through the Apple Store or Google Play. And don't forget, it's a great day to be a Trojan, and we hope to see you on campus soon.
Hi, I surely hope you enjoyed that tour of our beautiful campus. My name is Jennifer, and I'm with the University of Mount Olive. And today I have the great pleasure to be with two of our best students here at the University of Mount Olive. We have Armando Ferreira and Lauren Devon here with us. So I'd like to turn this over to our two students here and have them to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to see the beautiful University of Mount Olive. I'm very proud of the school. My name is Armando Ferreira. I'm originally from Brazil. I'm part of the tennis team here at the University of Mount Olive. I'm currently a business finance major and about to add an accounting major to stay another year here at Mount Olive, just because I have a deep love to this place and a lot of gratitude. And yeah, let's answer any questions.
Hi, my name is Lauren Devon, and I want to thank you for considering Mount Olive. It has done wonders for me. I'm a senior here in the elementary education program, and I originally came here because of the great things I'd heard of the education program with the personal connection between professors and students and small class sizes and things like that. I'm just glad to be here.
Fantastic. Well, if you all have any questions that you'd like to pop into the chat box, feel free to do so. We've already got a few coming in, so I'm going to start asking a few of those and just pop in any other questions you might have. So I have a really fun question. What's your favorite meal in the cafeteria to eat?
Well, as I said, I mean, I love food, right? So in the cafeteria, they have so many options that I don't specifically have a favorite meal, but because they have so many options, as I said, but yeah.
I would say my favorite thing to eat in the cafeteria would be around breakfast time. Anything that they have for breakfast is always the best. I really like the omelet bar.
Yum, that sounds delicious. I'm getting a little hungry for lunch. So tell us a little bit about your relationship with your professors. Are there ones that just stand out in your mind that you'd like to tell some of our prospective students about today?
Well, that's a great question because in the business school, I've had the pleasure to meet great professors and some professors that you might want to know and get to talk to is Dr. Long. He's our lawyer. He teaches employment law, business law subjects. I've had great relationship with the accounting professor here, Mr. Singletary. Also the finance professor, Dr. Dixon, who if you're interested in the business school, those professors would stand out to you, and I would recommend for you to go talk to them. Yeah.
I had Dr. Long for an honors class, and I have to say he was actually really good. I really enjoyed his class. In the education department, two that really stand out, or I actually have three that stand out to me. It's Miss Janet Rose, Miss Gail Herring, and Dr. Bullard Maxwell. They always make themselves available. They're more than a pleasure to talk to and deal with, and they make sure you're on the right track and actually learning from your assignments rather than just grading and giving them back. They give you really good feedback.
Okay, so for all of our prospective students out there, what's a tip that you would tell them as they come in as a new student that you learned when you started here?
Well, something that really helped me when I came to Mount Olive is that I had the mindset to make it the best 4 years of my life. So I was going to take every opportunity that I could. So as I tell someone that is coming into Mount Olive, just make sure that you guys are putting your face out there, right? So you're trying to meet new people, you're trying to meet all your professors. You come to every class that you have, never miss a class, and make sure you try everything. So even all the working opportunities that you have on campus that can make your life experience and give you more experience for your future. So just make sure you go and put your face out there to improve.
Yeah, I would definitely say get out and get to know people. That was the biggest thing for me, was getting to know people, because you can make some really great connections, because the campus is very small and chances are you're going to pass them on the way to class every week anyways. So it's really helpful to kind of get to know people and see some friendly faces along the way.
Fantastic. Armando, you had a great question you just mentioned something that's come through on the chat. Are there work, study, or jobs available on campus? And Lauren, I know that you work in our admissions office, so if you want to take that one.
We can both talk about it. So I have currently I have 3 jobs on campus. I work for the men's athletics, which is tennis, my sport. I also work at the Pope Wellness Center that it was presented on the tour. I'm part of the front desk management there, and I'm also part of as of today, I'm part of the student, the administrator's office, right, as a student caller. So make sure you see all the opportunities. There's a lot out there. And Laura?
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities to get involved in a job on campus, and it really helps with, they'll work with your schedule. It helps teach responsibility. Right now I'm working in the admissions office as a student worker, but I have worked as a student caller. I really enjoyed that. I've worked in student affairs, which is where you go if you have any kind of questions about anything on campus. I think you saw Holly talking about that. And yeah, just put yourself out there and opportunities will seek themselves out for you.
Great advice there. Thank you all. So tell us, you all are very active. What's your typical schedule like each day?
Well, so I'm going to tell you as of today. So I woke up at 7. I had to go to work at Pope Wellness Center until 10 a.m. After that, I got my 1 hour, 50-minute workout. And then I had a class at 11 a.m. And after that, I came right up here to work and to talk to you guys. And after that, I have practice from 2 to 4. And usually when I have free time, I take it to study and get my homework done, right? But from 4 to 6, I'm part of a competition on ethics. It's called Ethics Bowl, right? It's the regional ethics bowl. Part of the School of Business. So yeah, I'm very busy today.
My schedule changes a little bit every day because of the different hybrid classes that we're doing now. Some of my classes might be face-to-face one day. Like, for example, this morning I had a Zoom class when I woke up, but Wednesday I'll have it in person. So I do classes. I have work that I go to at a different time each day. I might get called in to come help out when I'm not expected to, which is really cool. And then I'll take my time to get my work done and study, and I really like to go visit Armando at the pub when I can.
Yes.
So you all are all around campus, everywhere. What is your favorite spot to be in on campus?
Well, if I can start, maybe I'm not gonna say the tennis courts. I mean, the tennis courts are definitely the ones that I enjoy the most. And Pope Wellness Center is something that I really love, right? So that's where I spend a lot of time. And I don't have any specific place besides tennis and Pope Wellness. So basically, probably my apartment here on campus, where I have a very good, I have all the options available for me to study. And so I just love it, those 3 places.
I would say the Pope Wellness Center is probably my favorite place too, just because it can kind of give you a mental break from studying, and it can help you grow mentally and physically, while also giving you that break from always working and studying.
Great advice there.
Yep.
Yes. So Armando, you play on the tennis team. Tell us a little bit about how you balance academics and being an athlete.
Well, since the beginning, as I said, the mentality. So it's very important for you guys to come here with the right mindset. So it is important to know that you have all the opportunities to grow as a person and to start your career right away, right? So in your freshman year, you can already establish a routine that is gonna make you, give you more chances for success in the future after you're done, right? So as a tennis player, I've always had to conciliate traveling, practices, and keep my GPA high, because as of another tip that I give to you guys, come here your freshman year and have your long-term goal set up and your current and middle goal set up as well, where I had in mind that I wanted to graduate and then work on my master's and go to work. So I had that in mind already. So that's why I was able to have a good program and a good routine. And Laura?
Fantastic. Lauren, we have one that's coming in the chat directly for you. This person is asking, what is your favorite part about the education program? She's really wanting to major in the special education part of teacher education.
Oh goodness, special education. I did have Dr. Griffin, and he's retired now, I believe, but he was amazing. He was head over special education, and I learned so much in his classes from him. But my favorite part of the education program would definitely be those 3 professors I mentioned, but my advisor is Dr. Maxwell, and she will do what she can and point you in the direction that you need to be in and make sure you are where you need to be. She's been very patient with me throughout my scheduling and subbing courses when needed, and just giving me that advice that I need and making sure that I am where I need to be, and that means the world to me.
Fantastic. I think we have time for one last quick question that's coming through the chat. Why did you choose the University of Mount Olive?
Well, that's a good question. My main reason, I'm going to try to be brief here, was my talk with my coaches, Coach Kevin Colger from tennis, and our former assistant coach, Courtney Chumbley, who was the head of their sports development and athletic development. And also because he told me about the relationship that you can establish with your professors and all the environment, right? The values, and that all matched up with what I wanted. And even the color of the Trojan, the green. So I love it. So yeah, that's for me.
And like I had said, the education program really just stood out to me. There were a lot of people where I was from that went through this program and had nothing but great things to say about it. I really like the idea of small class sizes. I know that's why my roommate transferred here, is because she said she liked being a name and not a number in a classroom, and the availability of the time you get with your professors and the hands-on experience is absolutely unbeatable here.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining us today with our students. I'd like to turn it over now to Ms. Nicole Bossamello.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, and thank you, Lauren and Armando. It was so great hearing from you all this morning, and thank you to everyone tuning in and to CACRAO for hosting us. I did want to talk about next what to do if you're interested in applying. So if you like what you heard and like what you see, go ahead and apply for free. It's free to apply to the University of Mount Olive year-round, and we operate on rolling admissions, so there's no set deadline to apply, but we do encourage the sooner the better. The application will typically open a year in advance of that term. So currently our spring 2021, summer 2021, and fall 2021 semesters are open. We do offer enrollment terms for traditional undergraduate seated students attending our main campus in Mount Olive on a semester basis with a start term in August and January. And then for students 21 years and older looking to enroll in our 100% online programs, they offer enrollment every 8 weeks. So our transfer students, you would be able to apply to either of those. And I'd just like to take a moment to define a transfer student at the University of Mount Olive. If you have enrolled in any college courses after your high school graduation, you would be applying as a transfer student. If you're a student in high school that's taking college credits, either dual enrolled or through an early college program, you would still apply as either a first-time freshman or as an early college student, but we would recognize your transfer credits. So after you submit that free application, whether it's through our website or if you're a North Carolina student, you can submit it on the College Foundation of North Carolina website. You want to make sure that you submit your official college transcripts from all institutions attended, even if it was just for one class. So we do want to make sure that we have all of your official college transcripts on file when making a decision. And if you're transferring in, or if you've completed less than 24 college credit hours, we would require then your high school transcript. For those of you in high school dual enrolled, we would still need your high school transcript regardless of credit hours. And then depending on your age and how many credits you've completed, we may need test scores or some additional documents, but our admissions team works with transfer students on an individual basis, and we'll be sure to let you know of those requirements. But let's talk about transferring credits. So if you've completed college credits at the 100 level or higher with a grade of C- or higher, we would consider that credit for transfer work, and your transfer work can either come in directly towards the major, towards our general education classes, or in our general electives. Also, if you've completed AP credits, IB credits, have taken a CLEP exam, we wouldn't need those documents in order to make an admissions decision, but we would need those documents to give you credit for those classes. Also, if you've served in our military, and we would like to see your joint services transcript or Community College of the Air Force transcript, et cetera, so that we can give you that credit for your experience as well. We will transfer in up to 64 credit hours from a 2-year regionally accredited institution and up to 94 credit hours from a regionally accredited 4-year institution. Note that we do not require that students have an associate's degree or anything prior to transferring. We just need to see all of the coursework that you have completed, and we'll work with you individually in admissions, and we'll also have you work individually with an advisor within your program of study to evaluate your transfer work and see what your path to graduation looks like. So next, let's say you've applied and you've been accepted, congratulations. Let's talk about financial aid. So we encourage all students to submit the free application of federal student aid. It is currently open for both this upcoming spring term that begins in January and the fall term, which begins in August. And go ahead and add the University of Mount Olive as one of your schools. Our FAFSA code is 002949. And that way we can evaluate what federal and institutional aid you're eligible for. When students are accepted, we do have transfer merit-based scholarships available that are based on your cumulative college GPA. And you can see those requirements listed on the screen. Admissions decision, transfer credit, and scholarships are all evaluated on a case-by-case basis. In addition to our academic scholarships, I want to let you know we do have different departmental scholarships available that you may write an essay for, or have a portfolio review completed, or a music audition, depending on the program of study, for that additional aid. And we also have athletic scholarships available for students based on their NCAA eligibility and talent, which is between the student athlete and the coach. But going to college is affordable. Transferring to the University of Mount Olive is affordable. We're actually one of the most affordable private colleges in North Carolina. So we work with each student to make that next step in your educational journey a reality. So if you're ready to commit to the University of Mount Olive, we encourage you to go ahead and pay that confirmation deposit. It is a $50 confirmation deposit to secure your space in classes. And then students up to 26 years old are eligible to live on campus if you're attending our seated undergraduate courses at our main campus for an additional $50 reservation. We also, once students pay their confirmation deposit, they can register for classes. We are doing individual registration appointments via Zoom, and our transfer admissions representative, James, who you'll meet shortly, he'll reach out to you about when that process is starting. We are going to begin registering for the spring semester shortly. You'll want to finalize your financial aid information and then also attend our new student orientation. So when classes begin in January and in August, our students will attend a new student orientation specifically for transfers, but we'll also have some Zoom registration and orientation sessions so you can start connecting with your professors and classmates before you get to campus. If you weren't able to tune in with us live today and you're watching the recording of this after November 2nd, please go ahead and text UMO FAIR to 31996 so that we can still get important information to you about the University of Mount Olive. I'd also like to encourage all of our viewers to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. You can follow us at Official UMO and at UMO Admissions. We have giveaways throughout the year. We also just post a lot about what's happening around campus, student testimonies, and we'll also post important reminders and events happening on campus. We are still hosting in-person visits, and we would love to have you and your family visit campus. If you go to umo.edu/campus-visit, you can select a date and time that work best for you. Our visits are one family at a time per appointment, and safety precautions are in place, like wearing your mask when you're on campus and staying socially distant. We would love to have you take a tour with one of our student tour guides, meet with admissions, meet with financial aid, perhaps a professor or coach. So go ahead and sign up for a date and time that work best for your schedule. And lastly, I'd like to just encourage you to transfer to UMO. You have nothing to lose by applying. I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, James Sullivan, who's our transfer admissions representative for our students seeking transfer admission to one of our seated undergraduate programs. And I'll let him share his story with you.
Hello, I'm James Sullivan, the transfer admissions representative at University of Mount Olive. My path UMO started out as a transfer student as well, just like you. After retiring from the United States Army, I decided to use my post 9/11 GI Bill to return to school. I've since graduated from the University of Mount Olive with my bachelor's degree, and I'm currently working on my master's degree. I feel that this makes me a perfect fit as the University of Mount Olive's transfer admissions representative because I've been through the processes and been in your shoes. As an alum and a veteran, I can say that I truly believe that you will embark on a wonderful and transformative experience here at University of Mount Olive, and I'm open to answer any questions and assist you with the process. Feel free to reach out. Today, I'm also joined by Ms. Tiffany Grandy, our financial aid office representative, and Ms. Terry Grice, our registrar's office representative, and we'll be glad to answer any questions through the process.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Grandy, Assistant Director of Financial Aid here at UMO. And basically, part of my job is to help answer any questions that you have about the financial aid process. If you are a transfer student, then you may have a history of financial aid, and I want to make sure that you still have enough eligibility to continue your education here at UMO. And I also help to assist with completing any financial aid forms that may be requested from you, and as well as helping you complete any additional applications for applying for additional financial resources, such as the parent loan or any student loans. So feel free to contact me or Ms. Carmen Oates. We are your 2 point of contacts. So you're welcome to visit the campus and the pool administration building, or you may call us or email us.
Well, thank you, Ms. Grandy and Ms. Grice. We appreciate each and every one tuning in with us today. We had a couple of questions to come in right at the end. I wanted to get, or maybe they came in at the beginning, we didn't get a chance to answer them. Do we have an ROTC program? Dr. Bert Lewis heads up he's our Vice President of New Programs, and he is working on that program as we speak. So if you were the one who sent the question in, if you could email me at twoodard@umo.edu, and it's TWOODARD@umo.edu, I will connect you with Dr. Lewis, because he would love to talk to you about where we stand with that program. Also, a question came in about, are we requiring the SAT or ACT? We are not requiring the SAT or ACT for acceptance this year. We are waiving that. However, if you're a high school senior graduating, we would encourage you to take the SAT or ACT for scholarships. But for a transfer student, there's no need to take the SAT or ACT. We are waiving that this year, and your scholarships will be based on your GPA at your college. And there was also a tip for a new student. What would be a tip for a new student? Hey, I would definitely recommend to take advantage of all the resources we have here at the University of Mount Olive. We have a writing center. We have free teaching and learning commons, which is phenomenal. We have free tutors available, and our professors keep 10 office hours a week. That is free of charge, doesn't cost you anything. Please just take advantage of these great resources we have. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We encourage you to apply. My name's Tim Woodard. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, call me. My email address, once again, is TWOODARD@umo.edu. Hope to see you here. Hey, for a transfer student, you can transfer in January or you can transfer in August. So we hope to see you soon. And I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Jessica. Thank you so much for joining the University of Mount Olive Transfer College Fair.
All right, thank you guys so much, everyone at Mount Olive. That was a great presentation, and I kind of want to go to school there now. So anyway, but thank you all so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, keep in mind that this was just one of many sessions being hosted So be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. And then in about a week, you're going to find the session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at CACRAO.org. Thank you all again so much for joining us. We hope you have a great rest of your day.